Today, I will take a look at the profile of a sex addict who is years along in his progressive nature, and later, how to begin recovering right at home. But first, my name is Lopicola, and I'm a transformation specialist and addiction recovery coach. I'm sober from sex addiction, lead 12 years, and absolutely loving the life I lead today as a sober, clean, and positively impactful person, helping hundreds and thousands of people change and transform their lives as mine has. My YouTube channel and, in part, my coaching career is dedicated to helping sex addicts discover a new design for living and find freedom from the darkness of their sex addiction. If this is you, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. My goal is to reach as many people as possible and help them with strategies to find sexual sobriety and thrive as healthy individuals. Your subscribing and liking of this video will help me do that. Today I'm going to share with you the profile of a sex addict who is many years along in his addiction. Perhaps this profile will fit how you are living and if you're battling with this horrific disease. Also, at the end of this video, I will be offering you many freebies that will help guide you to a life of sexual sobriety and freedom from the shame, guilt, and hopelessness you are living with. I'm here today to give you hope and promise of a better, happier, and an extraordinary future. If you don't know me yet, I'll tell you a little bit about me and why I'm here. I was an NBC weatherman for nearly a decade, and I was disgraced because of my behavior when I was actively involved in methamphetamine, sex, and alcohol addiction. My life was one of success and prosperity to one where I was convicted and sent to prison and disgraced in the public. From 2006 to 2012, I was between homelessness and joblessness, to at times having small places to live and a few new jobs. Although I was employed for a short while at LA Fitness, I was for the most part unemployable, high on methamphetamine and alcohol, and living a sexually active and promiscuous lifestyle. I was employed for 6 months at a telemarketing company, and the company was a scam in 2009, and I did a year in federal prison for that. Also, I had an egregious cybersex conversation with a high school teen who initially said he was 18 years old on his Craigslist ad, but was actually 15. Although we never met, never exchanged pictures, the repulsive and egregious nature of the cybersex put me behind bars for an additional 4 years. I have since learned from case studies that 50% of 14 to 17-year-old boys are on adult hookup apps like Grindr, lying about their age, saying they're 18 or 19 years old. This is putting innocent men at risk of going to prison and minors at risk of dangerous situations with adults. Keep in mind, under the law, ignorance of age is no defense, no matter how persuasive the minor. As a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, I emerged from prison a new man in 2017. Since then, I've created a new life, sober and clean, free from addiction, and have helped many men and women change and transform their lives. Although there are some who judge and critique my history, I am grateful most have moved on and have embraced the man I am today. During my time incarcerated, I was coached by a man who found spiritual enlightenment in his late 20s. He faced death head-on as a consequence from his sex addiction, alcoholism, and degraded health many years ago. He nearly died twice. In his resurrection, so to speak, he discovered and mastered a connection to the good orderly direction of the universe and found the solution from his life of addiction and chaos. Today, he's in his 60s, a secure man with peace of mind and serenity in spirit. He has guided many men and women through the course of miracles and continues to enlighten me on my path of self-betterment and awakenings. Today, I have mastered a way of life free from anxiety and stress and addiction to one where I live with peace and serenity and sobriety, of which many in my inner circle would openly profess. I am here to give you the strategies necessary for the same design of living that I have experienced. I like what Socrates once said: the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And the words of Deepak Chopra, all great changes are preceded by chaos. And that certainly is my story. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the profile of a sex addict who is years along in its progressive nature. And if this is you, then we'll take a look at how you can change and transform your life starting today. To the sex addict, people become objects to satisfy the sex addict's selfish perceived needs. Objectification is a huge component of the addict, and the active sex addict loses, for the most part, a healthy, empathetic bond with another person who they seek for their sexual desire. Now, this can be reversed with proper mindset training and coaching. The sex addict will regain an empathetic, healthy bond with their partners as they experience and progress in sexual sobriety. The sex addict connects with others through sexual thoughts, fantasies, and uncontrolled sexual impulse. They can have friends and family and perhaps even an intimate relationship, but they are more highly driven by their sexual perceived needs in the objects of their sexual affection, typically outside their inner circle, including their partner. The sex addict can have intimacy issues with their partners because their partners are no longer objects to be used. They have a difficult time sexually relating to someone who is not an object to them. Rather, where there may be feelings involved, sexual intimacy is likely limited or non-existent. The sex addicts much prefer a body as an object absent of feelings whatsoever. Sex addicts tend to be secretive and carry an awful amount of shame, guilt, and feelings of inferiority. They have generally mastered the gift of wearing masks around those close to them, and many times are said to appear confident, sharp, and even comical people. Sex addicts can also display high intellect, can be quite successful, have the ability to multitask, and are typically very friendly people. They are high achievers who think lowly of themselves. They are, for the most part, egomaniacs with an inferiority complex. Sex addicts who are actively involved with their sex addiction are terrified to be exposed and often fear loved ones in particular discover what they are doing in secrecy. The burden they carry is immense and exhausting. They will exhibit mood swings, afternoon fatigue. They will cancel plans last minute, arrive at appointments and work late frequently. They will avoid eye contact, mysteriously disappear at times, and display other seemingly odd behaviors. The sex addict replaces relationships with people with sexual obsession. They tend to have excessive sexual urges they cannot control, and they cause distress. They tend to prioritize sex above everything else, and they tend to get involved with sexual behavior that causes harm to themselves, their relationships, their career, and their health. Sex addicts feel hopeless, suicidal. 17% of sex addicts attempt suicide, and 72% of sex addicts contemplate suicide. Sex addicts are generally depressed. They feel out of control and helpless, lonely, isolated, inferior, and have a sense of being dirty. They self-loathe and have a form of self-hatred. They feel unable to escape the power of their sex addiction. Sex addiction is progressive and will eventually destroy the person living with it and potentially destroy their partners. Their only hope is to stop their sex addiction with help. There are solutions, and I have great news for you if you are sex addicted and feel terribly hopeless. Sex addiction recovery is self-treatable. You need to get to know your sexual pattern, the behaviors you are individually addicted to. You need to discover your sexual triggers, learn your sexual history, bring your sex addiction to the light, share your truth with a person who you trust, get out of isolation and secrecy. The greatest way to get help and transform your life from one that is addicted to sex to a life of sexual freedom is to eliminate the empowering fear of change with courage to conquer your sex addiction, and you must find a mentor or mentorship program to get you there. Now, I have created a life-changing and transforming program that will guide you to a life of sexual sobriety and freedom from the darkness of its grip. There is a design that will free you from the horror of it all. There is no longer a need for you to stay stuck in the endless cycle of sex addiction and shred your life away into oblivion and death. You no longer need to live in shame and guilt and self-hatred. In that, there is no living at all. I encourage you to invest in 30 minutes of your day to sign up for my free 30-minute sex addiction recovery strategy session. Please watch the entire video. It'll give you tremendous insight into your addiction and recovery and how to get out of it. I'll have the link below in the description. Also, I want you to apply for a 30-day Sex Addicts and Recovery Transformation Accelerator program I am launching soon. And I'm seeking 5 men who will be approved and experience significant life change within those 30 days. This will be an intensive program for 30 days where I will coach and guide you to change how you think on a deep level. This program uses all the tools I used and mastered along the way that have gifted me with nearly 12 years of sexual sobriety. I'll have the link below in the description as well. You can also download for free my ebook, 5 Phases of Recovery and Transformation from Sex Addiction. It's a 48-page book, and I have unleashed massive amounts of information for you to begin your transformation to sexual sobriety. This ebook is nothing short of amazing. It's not just information, but strategies and how to apply them so you can be transformed and change your life. It is a must-have in your recovery. Do not hesitate to download this free ebook. I'll have the link for that below as well. Please subscribe to my channel right now and hit the like button so this video can go viral and help many other sex addicts like yourself who is in desperate need of change to change and transform their lives. I look forward to hearing from you as you sign up for the Accelerator program and see if you qualify for the launching of that program as well. I post a new video here weekly, every Tuesday. Sometimes I'll throw an extra 1 or 2 in there as well. So I am looking forward to you viewing more videos and adopting more strategies for you to change from a life that is sex addicted to a life where you are a thriving, healthy, wonderfully successful individual. Thank you for investing this time today, and I'll be seeing you weekly right here on my YouTube channel.